Yesterday, it was reported that the federal government has decided to increase passport fees. And now we are hearing from Peter Obi for the first time reacting to this issue, saying that the federal government just like putting pressure on Nigerians. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, leave your opinions also in the comment section as well. Former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has slammed the federal government's decision to increase the cost of obtaining international passports. Peter Obi lamented that the price increase shows that the government is totally disconnected with the people. Newsroom Nigeria recalls that the federal government announced on Thursday an upward review of the fees for the Nigerian international passport effective September 1, 2025. This was disclosed in a statement on Thursday by the spokesman of the Nigerian Immigration Service, AS Akinlabi. According to the service, the new rates will only apply to passport applications submitted within Nigeria. The review set new thresholds at 100,000 naira for 32-page booklets with 5-year validity and 200,000 naira for 64-page booklets with 10-year validity. Wow. Reacting, Obi condemned the price increase, arguing that it is totally unbearable for the cost of a single passport to exceed the country's minimum wage. As in, is this not too much? So 100,000 naira for a 32-page booklet with just 5 years validity. 200,000, double that, for 64-page booklet for 10 years validity. This is something else. Okay, let's assume that, the removal of subsidy, the Nigerian government cannot control the price of fuel anymore and all of that. What about this one? What about this one that the Nigerian government can control? Like, it just seems as if this government, they are just trying to, exploit Nigerians, take money from Nigerians and end up, sharing it amongst themselves. It seems like that's the goal here. They make sure that, they put pressure on Nigerians. They make sure that Nigerians suffer. They take money, they exploit money from Nigerians, and they end up embezzling this money. Or you want to tell me that 100,000 naira is the total cost for federal government to produce a 32-page booklet for 5 years validity? I'm very sure that they do not even spend up to half of that amount. They do not spend up to half of that amount as the production cost. It's just really sad. I don't know who are approving this, that approved this price increase, but they need to sit down again and, talk about it again. This is just not fair. It's not fair to a lot of people. It's not fair. Reacting, Obi condemned the price increase, arguing that it is totally unbearable for the cost of a single passport to exceed the country's minimum wage. And minimum wage is 70,000 naira. He also accused the government of shifting financial burdens onto ordinary Nigerians. The obsession of this administration with putting a burden on the populace is becoming legendary and continues to reveal its apparent disconnect with the people and the suffering. The international passport fees in Nigeria have now skyrocketed to 100,000 naira for 32-page booklets and 200,000 naira for 64 pages. This is a third increase in just 2 years. And let's not forget that there are some immigration officers that, will collect this job at an higher rate. This is just the official price. There are some immigration officers that, do use this as a side also, whereby you just call them and then they make sure that they fast track whatever you want to do. Which means those people for 32 pages, they'll be charging about 150,000 naira. While for 62 pages, they might even be charging 300k for 62 pages. In a country where the new minimum wage is only 70,000 naira, the cost of a single passport now exceeds a worker's monthly salary, probably the only country in the world to achieve this feat. And I think that probably the federal government is using this price increase to curb the japa epidemic. But what they don't know is whether they like it or not. People will japa because this country is just not conducive for a lot of people. No matter what they do, people will still japa. No matter how much the passports cost, no matter how much the traveling documents or whatever they have to do cost, they will still jackpot. No matter how tedious the tax is, people will still do it. That's what they have failed to realize. They are just using this price increase to curb that jackpot epidemic. But notwithstanding, they forget that it's not everybody who is trying to go outside the country. It's not everybody that is trying to live there permanently. It's not everybody who is trying to travel that is trying to jackpot. Moving on. Instead of making life easier, this government keeps shifting the burden onto ordinary Nigerians. It is alarming that the price of the international passport is higher than what workers earn in a month. The former Anambra State Governor wrote on X. Let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comments section below. Before we go, my people, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. The first comment I have here is from Ogundipe Oyeyinka. Ogundipe says, Obi, he would live in a glass house. He who lives in a glass house doesn't throw stone. Do you consider the parents when you increase the school fees from 20k to 200k? Which one is important most, school or international passport? Which is not necessarily necessary but optional. Another comment here from Tolu says, when Obi increase tuition fee in Anambra, na good e do. Education that should be a must. When did international passport become necessity? It should be for those that can afford it. I think Obi is forcing himself to be relevant. Another comment from Ajetum Obi, he says, must you talk on every actions taken by the government? Do your findings on countries across the globe and see how much it costs to get their passports. Clueless man. There is global inflation, and of which our dear nation, Nigeria, is inclusive. Stop playing politics with everything and trying to be reasonable once. Mr. Social Media President, obedient disciples, come for me. I am expecting your insult. Another comment here says, once upon a time, non-availability of passports, yet expensive and hard to get. Sir, where were you then? Thank God availability and easy to obtain a Nigerian passport has helped you found your lost voice. True Talk Now says, you people don't want your country to move forward. How much is a bottle of mineral now? I beg, make on a parkway. Nema says, the same of increased university school fees when he was governor to 220,000 naira from 80k. He now opened his wide mouth now to talk. The evil things to happen to any position is when Obi occupied it. Hey. Aluko Abayomi says, I totally agree with Obi on this, even though I do say it is not a messiah or different from other politicians, but it is wrong for federal government to increase international passports. It shows a lack of empathy for the citizens. In a civilized country, every citizen have a right to own it without being a burden. It shouldn't be for rich people alone. Ogun Shina says, I just like the state governors. I like how they are putting burden on civil servants by increasing minimum wage from 70k to 104k. If presidential candidate didn't by now understand the reform agenda of this government and be clouded with hatred, how would he convince us that we are saved under his watch? The increases in allocation to the state and local governments comes from more IGR of federal government. Mr. Obi, what is your comment regarding increase of salary in Imo State? Just like Bishop Kuka told Rufai Hussaini, you don't just comment and fix your mind on negative issues. Lastly, from Emmanuel, says, what has federal government increasing price of passports to do with Obi? Increasing school fees, is that the matter on ground? Let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you very much for listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.